So this video is about how to mind map. So once you've done the questions and then you've done the research, we move on to the next step, which is mind mapping. So when you take your questions and you have to organize your questions at the very beginning. So when you have what is a Sea Explorer, we're just going to put that as topic 1. So we're going to put this as Roman numeral 1, just so that we don't get confused later on. So sorry, we're going to change that. Let's go number 1. What is a navigator? It's also what is a Sea Explorer is kind of a definition, and so is what is a navigator. So we're going to put that as 1 as well because they're grouping into the same area. Why did Hudson die? Why did Henry Hudson die? Henry Hudson dying would not be a definition at all, so we're going to put that as 2 because it's a new area or topic that we have to talk about. Why did Henry Hudson want to find Northwest Passage to China? Again, that's a 2 because we can lump that into Henry Hudson because the overall topic is still the same. What is the Arctic Circle? We can put this as a definition because it kind of, you can put that as number 3 as well, as like a landform or something like that. But for now, we're going to keep it as number 1. Why was he employed to the Dutch East India Company? Again, a 2 because it's talking about Henry Hudson. What is the Dutch East India Company? Number 1, so we keep on going down. What river was named after Henry Hudson? I'm going to put this as 3 because it talks about rivers and landforms in there. And then we can go back up to this, what is the, if you wanted to go back and change those, you can. So when we have number 1, we go over here and we say number 1, definitions. And then when we go through, we can take these definitions and we can put Sea Explorer as the very first one. So we put Sea Explorer. And we go over here and we take the second one, navigator. Navigator. And we go to the third one, we continue to go and we find all the number 1s that are right there. So what is the Arctic Circle? So we put Arctic Circle. There you go. Then we go back. Number 2, we have to talk about number 2, and number 2 was Henry Hudson. And this is kind of the lifetimes of Henry Hudson. Man, my spelling is atrocious right now. So we go through, talk about the life and times of Henry Hudson, and we talk about Dutch East India Company, Dutch East India Company. We go back and we talk about, we can talk about what river was named after. So number 3 would be landforms associated with Henry Hudson. And then we go back and we talk about rivers. So you can start to see how these start to become different topics or areas that you talk about within your research, and you started to lump everything together into different topics that are similar with all that. From here, we go to MindMapp, MindMup.com. So MindMup, not MindMap, MindMup. So we go to here and we click, and we double click in the middle part, and we go Henry Hudson, because that is what our topic is all about. So when we go back to topic, we right click, and we go insert, add child. So from here, our very first one, when we go back, our very first one is definitions. So when we add the child, we're going to put definitions right here. We're going to go back and again, insert, add child. The next, life and times. The third one was landforms. And we can change these and move these around so that they they hang out in different places, so it's easier for us to organize with our thoughts. When our definitions, we go back to insert, we go to add child, and our very first one was Sea Explorer, then Navigator, then Arctic Circle. So we go back and we insert Sea Explorer. And then we add another one, and we go insert, add child. We go to nav, and then we go back and we insert and we add child. And we start to go to Dutch East India Company, because that was who we worked for, the life and times he worked for. So we're going to insert over here, and we've got Dutch East India Company as well. And we've got, but it's different because it's why he worked for it instead of it's, we've got the definition here and we've got why he worked for it here. So those two is right away we can see that they're going to connect. So when we right click here and we go to connect, we can go over here and left click, and it connects with this red dotted line. And when we right click, or sorry, left click on that, you can change the color, you can change the dotted line in this, you can change the whatever you need to change, but we can see that these are starting to connect. That's essentially what I want your mind map to be. If you have the Dutch East India Company and you need something else, you go to add child. You can add something else to it, and here's another definition, and then you add that, and you can insert this and add child, and you can add this. So you can see how this mind map starts to help you organize your research, because you've got a ton of research here. This person has 21 pages of question and answers, which is what was expected. When you have that many questions and you go through and you have 2 sites for every one, this is pretty good. So where is Albany? That would go under life science. So you go through and you organize all of them. Now if you go through and you look at these and you say, I don't need this and this isn't important and this part isn't, there's one topic for this whole thing, and you feel like it's a secondary or tertiary or really just you shouldn't talk about it at all, that's when you can start to delete things, but not before that. And right now, I would just, you're in grade 7, I would suggest that you don't delete them right now. Just continue on. But if you do have, 25 different things and there's different numbers and there's 3 or 4 with 1 in them, then they're really not that important. Maybe they don't fit into your project that well. That explains MindMapping. So you have to organize this. And then this is optional, but it really, really, really will help, especially when you get to your jot note place. So this may be, you don't have to share this with me, but this is what I want to strongly suggest that you guys start to organize it this way. And then when you go to here, this is what you share with me. To share, you go save, and then you can publish. You can save it onto Google Drive, and then when you have it in Google Drive, you can share it with me just like you would with anything else. You just share that file with me, and then I can mark it and go from there. I hope that helps.